Hello there, you amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to a brand new Doctor Who topic video for today. So this video, I'm going to be talking about my top 20 best classic Doctor Who stories. Now, Doctor Who's been going on for well over, coming up to 60 years next year. So around about for this year, say 59 years, when next year's the 60th. So anyway, during Classic Who's time, from airing from 1963 down to 1989, we've had so many iconic stories, so many fantastic stories, like looking at the Green Death and stuff. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to talk about my, top 20 best classic Doctor Who stories. So let's dive into it. So number 20, I have gone for The Tomb of the Cybermen. Now this story, it's brilliant, it's iconic, I absolutely love it. It's my second favourite Charlton story completely. Honestly, I absolutely love it because it's the very first introduction to the Cyber Controller. It's the very first introduction to the Cybermats for the very first time. And what can I say about it? Well, I love the factory on Teros, and I absolutely love this story. It's honestly one of the best ones. 19th place, we go to Vengeance on Varos. So we jump into season 22 after season 5, and this story is the second story from that season, and it stars Colin Baker as the Sixth Doctor. Now, I just absolutely love this story. It is honestly flat out amazing, and I have to admit, this is one of my favourite stories for Colin Baker's Doctor. Sil as a villain is just absolutely superb. I honestly just love Sil. He's iconic, he's fantastic. I love the way how this is set on a torture planet where people are just watching through their screens. So a bit like Big Brother or Big Brother? Big Brother, I think it is, the old TV show. Never really watched it. So yeah, I kind of really did enjoy watching Vengeance on Varos, and it's just one of my favourite Colin Baker stories. Number 18, we jump into The Talons of WENG-CHIANG, set in Victorian London. This is the final story out of season 14. Now, this story is just absolutely superb. The Fourth Doctor is dressed as Sherlock Holmes. We've got Chinese gang going around killing people. We've got Mr. Sin, we've got Magnus Grill. And basically, Magnus Grill is basically a time agent from the 51st century. Same century as Captain Jack Harkness to be introduced into new Doctor Who, modern Doctor Who. So really, I honestly just love this story. It does basically set up the stuff for the time agency, like we do see in modern Doctor Who with Captain Jack and John Hurt in Torchwood, and that other time agent from Jodie Whittaker from Rosa. So honestly, I just absolutely love The Talents of WENG-CHIANG. In 17th place, we go to Revolution of the Daleks, starring Colin Baker. Yes, this story is literally my all-time favourite. It has took over Attack of the Sandman recently, and that is thanks to the Blu-ray set of Doctor Who The Collection Season 22. This story is absolutely fantastic. We're on the planet Netcross. We've got a new race of Daleks, the Netcross Daleks. We've got Davros pretending to be the Great Healer, and of course the regular Daleks basically do make an appearance to rest Davros in part 2. And of course the Sixth Doctor is just basically wandered in with this blankness, because he thinks one of his friends have died thanks to Davros's lie. Honestly, this story is just absolutely superb. Colin Baker gives a fantastic performance. I really enjoy Colin Baker and Tara Malloy's banter as the Doctor and Davros in this one. It's a lot better than Peter Davison's Davros story, Dalek and Davros story, Resurrection of the Daleks. But for me, this story is the second best story from the 80s because I just absolutely love my number 1 for the Daleks of the 80s stories. 16th place, we jump into the very first multi-Doctor story. We go into the Three Doctors. So, the Time Lord's energy is being drained by the black hole because created by Omega from the world of antimatter. Or shall I say, the universe of antimatter, because we all know that matter and antimatter cannot mix. So, what do the Time Lords do to try and resurrect this problem? They end up bringing out the second Doctor out of his bit of the Doctor's time stream and pop him into his third, basically, in time stream. And I absolutely love the fact when John Pertwee goes, look Joe, it's all quite simple, I and he is me. I honestly just love the way how John Pertwee does that. Troughton is fantastic yet again as the Doctor. I really love the multi-Doctor stories because out of all of the multi-Doctor stories, Troughton's the one that literally has just appeared in all three of them for Classic Who, where really John Pertwee's only appeared once, William Hartnell's Doctor's only appeared once, Tom Baker hasn't really appeared in a multi-Doctor story apart from that little cameo as the creator from The Day of the Doctor. So I honestly just love the Three Doctors. It's absolutely amazing. And William Hartnell was really ill at this point, so it actually was really nice for him to involve him by basically filming in his back garden for him. He was doing all his lines in the back garden, because he was very, very ill to get into the studio and to actually be there. So really it's more like the second and third Doctor, but the first Doctor does actually make a cameo appearance, and that's why it's called the Three Doctors. So jumping into number 15, we go to The Keeper of TRAKEN from season 18. Honestly, this story is the best story out of season 18 for me. It's my all-time favourite story out of the season. I love the fact we don't really find out it's the Master until part 4. Where from parts 1 to 3, we just hear the TARDIS sound coming from the Malka. I knew he was a TARDIS. I would have thought it would have been another Time Lord, but no. It is the Master. He's trying to gain power from the source of the TRAKENs to try and gain himself an extra regeneration cycle. It kind of works because he does jump into Trimus's body at the end of it. And this is just another great story for Tom Baker. I honestly just love it. It's really brilliant. Number 14, we jump into season 9 now for the Sea Devils. This story was absolutely fantastic. This story is just one of the best ones for me. It's got Roger Delgado as the Master. We've got the very first appearance of the Sea Devils. And what can I say about it? Well, it was filmed up in Plymouth. It is just an iconic story. And basically, this is my all-time favourite out of season 9. Not the John Pertwee era. It's in my top 5 for the John Pertwee stories. It's my third favourite. But honestly, I have to admit, I just honestly love the Sea Devils. It's just a fantastic story. And I really think the Sea Devils have done so much better in here than they were in Warriors of the Deep. I think Warriors of the Deep really lets them down. And I'm sorry to say that, but they really do. So, jumping into number 13, we go into William Hartnell's story now from season 1. And it is the Aztecs. Now, this story is set in 15th century Mexico. And it is just superb. Honestly, just superb. I absolutely love it. The way the first Doctor says that line to Barbara. You cannot interfere. Not one line. Believe me, I know. I know. Honestly, I just absolutely love Hartnell's performance. And the way the Doctor is basically trying, like, literally saying to Barbara, we cannot change history. We've got to let them sacrifice. And even though Barbara does try and interfere, not letting the sacrifices happen, but in the fact she don't do much, the TARDIS team basically leave without changing the course of history. Number 12, we jump into a Tom Baker story, aka The Pyramids of Mars. I honestly just love Pyramids of Mars. It is a fantastic story. Sutekh is a brilliant villain for the 4th Doctor. Honestly, it's just iconic. It's brilliant. It's really, really great. And I absolutely love it. I really love the Pyramids of Mars. Number 11, we jump into Patrick Troughton now. And it is The Power of the Daleks. My third favourite story for Troughton. And to be honest with you, for this to be the very first post-regeneration story, even though all 6 episodes are missing and they have been animated for us Doctor Who fans to enjoy, not once but twice with the 2016 version and then the 2020 version. Honestly, I have to admit, I do kind of prefer the 2020 version, but I do like the 2017 version because that's when it was released into colour for the on Blu-ray in the Steelbook. And I just love watching it in colour, even though I'd watch it in black and white sometimes. I absolutely love this story. It's a great story for the second Doctor. Ben and Polly, I really enjoyed their character development since the War Games. Not the War Games, sorry, the War Machines. Honestly, I just kind of want them to have more time with the second Doctor, which they kind of do until the Faceless ones where they both leave. I would have loved to see them in season 5 of The Abominable Snowmen. Number 10. So now we're in the top 10. It is got to be The Invasion. Honestly, I just love The Invasion. This story is from season 6. It's brilliant. It's a good Cybermen story. The Cybermen don't really come into it until around about episode 4. But we also get to see the return of the Cyber Planner. And it's just an absolutely brilliant story. It's Unit's very first outing. We see Nicholas Courtney back as Alistair Gordon Lethbridge Stewart. Last time he was a colonel. In this one, he's been promoted to the Brigadier. Honestly, I just absolutely love this story. It's brilliant. Number 9, we're going back into William Hartnell's era for the Dalek invasion of Earth. This is my all-time favourite story out of the William Hartnell era. And of course it is. I mean, look at it. Susan's departure. The Daleks invade Earth for the very first time. And how is this story basically planned out? Cracking. It's absolutely cracking. I absolutely love it. It's my all-time favourite Hartnell story. And the fact we've got season 2 coming out, which is my favourite Hartnell season on Blu-ray, and the fact in that season we've got this story, the Dalek invasion of Earth. So I'm really looking forward to having my favourite Hartnell story in full HD inside my all-time favourite William Hartnell season as the Doctor. Honestly, we've got some great stuff coming out. So, number 8, we jump into Tom Baker with my all-time second favourite story of Tom Baker's run, The City of Death, which was actually broadcast, believe it or not, from the 29th of September down to the 20th of October 1979, which is today is actually the 29th of September. So, yay, we kind of got this story basically on an anniversary. Well, 43rd anniversary, to be honest with you, for this story. And honestly, I absolutely love this story. I love the fact we're in Paris. I love Skaldak as a main villain. Skavrok, something like that. I love Skavrok as a main villain. I love the fact we've got Julian Bleach in this story. Tom Baker gives a fantastic performance. I love that line. I say, what a wonderful butler, so violent. I absolutely love this story. City of Death is just one of my favourites. And the fact this is the one Doctor Who story out of all of Doctor Who's history to reach 14.5 million viewers on the BBC. I mean, what a best way for a great story to be, honestly, to have 14 viewers. Over 14 million viewers. That's it. 14 million viewers this story had, and it's absolutely iconic. I absolutely love it. Number 7, we jump into Jon Pertwee now for season 7 for the Spearhead from Space. This is my all-time favourite Jon Pertwee story. It's actually for first outing, and for another post-regeneration story without the Doctor being like kind of in bed, and that's just looking at the Tennant's very first outing as the Doctor. Oh look, he's just regenerated. Oh yeah, he just spends 45 minutes in bed, or is it like 40 minutes in bed, and he literally spends like 5 minutes out of bed. He saves the day. Yeah, no, it's just so boring, isn't it, when you've got a Doctor in bed in the middle of an alien invasion. Jon Pertwee's Doctor doesn't do that. Yes, he ends up in hospital because humans are so stupid, aren't we? Yeah, we are the pudding brains of the universe because we capture a Time Lord. What do? We put him in hospital. We take his bloods. Yeah. Great going, humans. Yeah. And then, of course, we are in the middle of an Auton invasion. Units return. We've got Liz Shaw. What's wrong about this story? Honestly, it's the very first story for the Autons. It is a diabolical, awesomest expert of a story. Honestly, I just absolutely love this story. Spearhead from Space is 10 times really brilliant. I actually prefer this over to Rose for series 1 with the Autons in. This is my all-time favourite Auton story. Number 6, we jump into another story from Peter Davison, and it is, of course, EARTHSHOCK. Honestly, EARTHSHOCK for me, it's the best Cyberman story. It's basically my 3rd favourite story for the Cybermen. Well, it's my all-time favourite Cyberman story, but it's my favourite 3rd Peter Davison story after my number 2, which is actually next on this list. I absolutely love it. We've got David Banks as the Cyberman. We've got Adric's death in this one. What can I say about it? Well, I'm not going to say any more than that. Check it out if you haven't seen EARTHSHOCK. It is literally the best Cyberman story ever. It's the best one. It's my all-time favourite. I cannot see anything wrong with it. It's just superb. It always stands out to me as the best Cyberman story. And I'm sorry to say it. Number 5 is The Five Doctors, my all-time favourite multi-Doctor story. Why is this? We've got Richard Handel playing the 1st Doctor. We've got Patrick Troughton back as the 2nd Doctor. We've got Jon Pertwee back as the 3rd Doctor. And, of course, we've got Peter Davison, a.k.a. the 5th Doctor. And, of course, just for the promo pictures of this story, we have a candle wax figure of Tom Baker. Yeah, this story also sees the return of a Yeti. We've got the return of the Master. We've got the return of the Cybermen. And, of course, a Dalek after 5 years since Destiny of the Daleks. So, what can I say about the 5 Doctors? Was brilliant. Now we're on Gallifrey. We've got Brusler as Lord President of Gallifrey. He basically wants the Rassilon's power to immortality, and he gets turned into a statue on Rassilon's tomb. So, yeah, this story, brilliant, iconic, fantastic. If you haven't seen the 5 Doctors, what the hell's wrong with you? Go and check it out now. I'm literally not going to stop talking while you go and watch the 5 Doctors. And believe me, you will not mistake it, because it is literally the best multi-Doctor story. It's even better than The Day of the Doctor. I prefer it over Day of the Doctor. And of course, we also have like companions returning. We've got Susan, we've got the Brigadier. We kind of have phantoms of Liz Shaw and Captain Mike Yates from the 3rd Doctor's era. We kind of have more phantoms of Jamie and Zoe, 2 2nd Doctor companions. We've got Tegan and Tyler in this. What's wrong? Just go and check out the 5 Doctors, you know. Just go and check it out. It's literally brilliant. Number 4. Genesis of the Daleks. Now, most people would normally put this in number 1, but for me, when I was writing this list, it's like, I do agree with Genesis of the Daleks. It's the best Tom Baker story ever. But for me, I kind of have to put it in 4th place because there's just 3 other good stories I just physically enjoy a lot more than Genesis of the Daleks. Yes, it is the best Tom Baker story. I do agree with you on that one. But for me, there's 3 other stories that literally are my all-time favourites. Honestly, I have to say it. I'm sorry to say that to anybody who goes, Why is he putting Genesis of the Daleks in number 4? I just really enjoy of the next 3 stories over Genesis of the Daleks. I am sorry to say that, even though Genesis of the Daleks is my all-time favourite Tom Baker story. So Genesis of the Daleks, what is this one? Well, we go back to the early days of the Daleks. So before the Daleks were ever created, we see Davros creating the Daleks. We've got Michael Wisher playing Davros. We've got Sarah Jane in this story. We've got Harry Sullivan in this story as well. Basically, the story takes place after the Santolan experiment, after the Doctor goes and fixes the teleport circuits for, you know, for the Ark. I can't remember the name of it. It's been a while since I watched season 12. This story is literally just another iconic story. The Daleks come about and they start menacing. Yes, the Doctor basically just delayed by 1,000 years, but they actually say we have been delayed, not defeated. When the time is right, we will take our place as the rightful beings of the universe. Honestly, I just absolutely love that line. And Michael Wisher is really great as Davros. He's my second favourite Davros after Terry Malloy. So, number 3. My third favourite story has got to be Remembrance of the Daleks. Honestly, this is the second McCoy story I just physically love out of all the McCoy stories. I honestly love it. Dalek Civil War, connections to classic who look like to Hartnell's Doctor. We even have mentions to the Zygons from Terror of the Zygons and the Yeti in the Underground from the Web of Fear. Honestly, this story is just absolutely brilliant. The 7th Doctor is basically caught in the middle of a Dalek Civil War over an Time Lord weapon that the Doctor left way back in his first incarnation. So, what else can I say about this story? Well, Ace beats up a Dalek with a baseball bat. She's the only companion to pick up a baseball bat and beat up a Dalek. And I kind of would love to see that more in Power of the Daleks. I love to see Ace just pick up another baseball bat and go and batter a Dalek with it. Wouldn't you like to see that in Power of the Daleks? Let me know in the comments. You know, but for me to actually sit here and stand here and say why I really enjoy the story over Genesis, well, when the 4th Doctor couldn't commit full-on Genesis of the Daleks, like full-on destruction for the Daleks, genocide on the Daleks, but the 7th Doctor, no problem. Yeah, he programs the end of Omega, go into Scarlet's Sun, turn it into a supernova. You know, he did something that the 4th Doctor couldn't do, which is why Sylvester McCoy is my second favourite Doctor after the great Tom Baker. I just absolutely love Remembrance of the Daleks. It's honestly just an iconic story and I absolutely love it. Number 2, it's another McCoy story and it is The Curse of Fenric. Honestly, I just absolutely love The Curse of Fenric. Now, this story is set in season 26. It's literally the 3rd story, season 26. I love the Heatherfalls. I love the fact we've got those like women that really go for a swim and they kind of become part Heatherfall themselves, where it's like vampire stuff going on, but it's very, very good as well. We've got Vikings mythology. We've got Fenric, who basically is a whole alien entity that the Doctor has basically defeated before, which we haven't seen on screen. And I really am hoping we kind of see that in Big Finish. I'm literally making my way through Big Finish at the moment, and I haven't come across any stories with the, you know, with the Heatherfalls or Fenric's return. But apparently there is one story where Fenric and the Heatherfalls to return, which I am really looking forward to listen to. I just absolutely love the story, and the fact we've got Ace's kind of background and find out that Ace is, like, that baby is Ace's mother. And she loves the mother, but she hates her mom. She actually loves the baby version of her mom, but she actually hates her full-on mom. So, yeah, I just absolutely love Curse of Fenric. And, of course, my all-time favourite story for classic Doctor Who. Do I have to say it? Of course I do. The Caves of Androzani. This is the best regeneration story of all time. I don't think anything will ever top this story from now on. I really don't think. I've literally got no hope that the power of the Doctor will actually take over the Caves of Androzani. I'm hoping it takes over the End of Time for me, because I really don't like the End of Time as a regeneration story. But the Caves of Androzani I absolutely love, because one, the consequences never really change. The Doctor being there doesn't change anything. I mean, him and Perry literally get caught up in this drug war for spectrotoxemia. They both get infected. The only cure is bat's milk. And, of course, we've kind of got everything going on for the chases and everything. You've got Sirius Jack basically there literally going, oh, I got these robots. We've got Stardsea, who basically is working for Morgus. And Morgus is literally the big whole empire thing. He's there working for the army. He's using Strazzy and his men to basically, you know, do whatever, you know. Yeah, okay, we are in the middle of a war with Sirius Jack. So, yeah, instead of me sending the army to do what I need them to do, I'm going to send some smugglers to bring back Spectrox. Yeah, honestly, I just absolutely love this story, because nothing the Doctor does really happens. That, like, literally anything, a story that the Doctor situations himself in, and he goes and interferes, and he's always good. When in this story, the Doctor does try and interfere, but nothing actually happens. Everything still goes to pot. The Doctor's about to die. He's about to regenerate. He goes and gets the cure for bat's milk. He sacrifices his own life to save Perry. Yeah, honestly, I just absolutely love the... I really love the case of ANDROZANI. It's just a brilliant, iconic story. So that is my top 20 best classic Doctor Who stories. What are your top 20 best classic Doctor Who stories? Let me know in the comments. Please do like, subscribe and share, and join for more awesome Doctor Who content. And as you can see, I'm not sitting down. I'm actually standing up for once, because I'm not actually, you know, I really want to try and do a video with me standing up, and this one is a great opportunity. So thank you for watching this video. Please do like, subscribe and share, and join for more awesome Doctor Who content.